5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? Zach, coming at you live. I didn't do a live stream yesterday. I apologize for that. That's totally my bad. Yesterday was actually a really hectic day. So, my apologies. Baby stuff got in the way. So, my bad. Today we're talking about a couple different things. So, the main thing that we are talking about today is what to believe in life. And it's kind of a really important topic, and I'm not talking about anything controversial. So before you think it's anything controversial, it's not. We're not talking about anything that you would normally think, but we are talking about stuff that we got a few questions the other day, and few people were really deterred with their life and really upset. So kind of wanted to touch on that. So we're going to kind of go over some things, but before we begin, we got to do the this live stream is brought to you by IT Pro TV. Always got to talk about these guys because I love these guys. So if you haven't checked these guys out, you want to be certified in anything, you want to learn anything IT related, these are the guys and gals for you. You know, I put out the full video for the Cherokee interview that I did, so hope you guys appreciate that since it's the whole entire thing, even though it was pretty long. So check them out. You can sign up for a free trial just to check out some of their content. It's free. It's absolutely free to just check them out. So check them out. See if you like it. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. So anyway, we are going to move into what we're talking about today. And I want to ask one question for you guys. If you can just leave it in the chat, I would really appreciate it. And I'm going to follow up with that once I'm done kind of talking. And that's, you know, what is your favorite flavor of IT? You know, what do you guys enjoy the most about IT? You know, what is it? Is it networking? Is it databases? Is it, I don't know. What is it? You know, what do you guys enjoy the most? Security? Tell me in the chat, you know, or leave a comment if you guys are watching the restream of this, because I would love to hear what, you know, the consensus is that people like about IT. So leave it in the chat, leave a comment, just tell me what your favorite thing is about IT, because I would appreciate that. If you could, please. So anyway, today we are talking what to believe in, because this is important, like I said. And it's kind of, you know, what's your value, you know, what's your worth, and it all kind of stems from there's always going to be somebody in your life, something that is going to hold you back in some way or another. It happens all the time. You may not have experienced that yet. You may have already experienced that yet. And you may have experienced that and you don't even realize it, right? And that happens all the time. But there are a couple things that I want to touch on that. So we're going to talk about what your value is, you know, what your worth is, what the difference between your value and your worth are, if I could talk right. And then we're going to talk about the biggest thing that you should believe in, you know, and if you're religious, I'm not talking about that. So we're not going there. So please, that's not where I'm going. It's not where I'm going at all. You can believe that. That's fine. That's great. That's dandy. But that's not where I'm going. So biggest thing other than that, however, whatever your beliefs in, that's fake. That's great. We're not talking about that. We're not going to go into that. But the other biggest thing that you should believe in. So You may have friends, family, coworkers that will hold you back, in some way. They might deter you from moving forward with things that you want to do. And could be based out of jealousy, and that's really like 70% of typically why people hold you back is they're jealous. That's a frequent in life. People are going to just kind of say, no, that's a terrible idea. Don't do this. Don't try to make your life better. That's a terrible idea. You want to go into IT, that's a terrible idea. Don't work in IT, that's terrible. You want to go into database administration, no, that's terrible. That's just stupid. But is that something that you want to do? Is that something that you believe in? Is that something that just makes you happy? Then that's kind of what you have to think about, right? There's lots of people who are just going to say, no, you shouldn't do that, right? And you really have to kind of understand where these other people are coming from and where they are in their life. You have to kind of look at how they value their lives. When they are trying to tell you how to live your life, you need to look at their lives. And I'm not telling you to judge their lives. I'm not telling you to pick apart their lives. I'm telling you to look at how they are in their lives. Look at how they value their lives. Are they happy in their jobs? Are they happy with their home life? Are they happy with their significant other? A lot of the times when that's, when they're not happy, they project that on other people. Whether it's home life, work life, your friends, they're going to project that onto other people. Nonstop. So when you're trying to advance your life and you have negativity surrounding you, it's a constant. It's a constant. You want to advance, they're going to try to bring you down with them. So that's one thing you have to watch out for, because it happens all the time. It really does happen all the time. I'm going to leave the biggest thing that you should believe in, to a little bit later, because I think that's, again, the biggest thing. I'm going off my notes here. So, wait, hang on. No, we'll go into that. We'll just go into that, because that's the most important part of this whole entire thing. It really is. The most important part of this entire stream is this right here. This, honestly, is the most important part. What you should believe in your life, no matter what. No matter what anybody tells you, no matter what any direction somebody tries to steer you, what you should always believe in is yourself. And that is the hardest thing in the world to do, and I can speak for that, because I've had so many issues believing in myself, and I've slowed myself down because I didn't believe in the things that I could do. And I've watched other people who I know can succeed in their life even further than what they are doing today, because they don't believe in themselves. And that's the one thing that I think everybody, should do if they want to move forward in their life, move further, and do bigger, better things, is believe in themselves. And I realize that's the hardest thing in the world to do, but you have to know your value and you have to know your worth. And again, hardest things in the world to do. And it's been the hardest things in the world for me to do. Doing what I'm doing right now, on YouTube. This is what I do. This is what I'm doing. That and photography. And in the video, videography and stuff. That's what I do for a living. That was the hardest thing in the world for me to just say, okay, I can do it. I believe in myself. I believe that I can stop working a 9-to-5 job, where I'm being paid consistently, to go do something that I believe in, do it for myself. That was the hardest thing in the world for me to do. And it took a really long time for me to get there. And there's plenty of other instances that other people have that same feeling. And you guys could have that as you're going into school or going to a different job. There's lots of people who are afraid to leave a job because they don't believe that they can go out and get another job. And you guys should never feel that way. And same like going to school or going to get a certification. That's a big one too. You know, don't be afraid to go out and get certified, you know, because you're afraid you're going to fail. You have to believe in yourself. You know, just because you fail doesn't mean anything. Failure is part of life. Get up from failure and move on. Take it as a learning example. That's all you can do. You know, fail, get up, move on, and just move forward. You know, all you can do is take a failure as a part of a success in life, because you've tried, you failed, now you have to pick yourself up and go. Like, that's how I see failure. Anytime that I've failed at something, I've tried so much harder to move on, to move forward, to get up over that failure, to bust my butt, to just get over that hurdle of a failure. So knowing your value and knowing your worth, I say know the difference. Understand that the value that you bring to the table, whether it's personal, friendship, family, or business. Understand that you have a specific set of skills that you offer. You know, that's your value. You know, whether in business, you're going to have a specific set of skills. You know, whether you're certified in something, you have a degree in something, and you really specialize in something. In a business, you have a specific set of skills. That's kind of your value. And just like friendships, you know, each friendship is valued in a different way. You bring a different value to every different friendship that you have. You know, same with family. You know, you're going to have different value to different people, like your mom and dad. You know, that's a whole different value with yourself, with your mom and dad, you know, to your cousins and things like that. And I hope that kind of makes sense, because I'll go talk about worth, because that's defined in many different ways. And when anybody says, you know, what's your worth? You know, how do you define your worth? And everybody kind of thinks monetarily, I think. You know, you think of money. You know, what's your worth? And I don't really see your worth being money. That's not how I see worth. I see my worth as, what am I contributing? You know, what am I doing that's making a difference? You know, are people, and I'm not just saying like you guys, I'm not just saying YouTube, in life, you know, am I making a difference? Am I doing anything for anybody where they're going to say thank you, like, you've helped me? And again, not saying YouTube, but that makes me feel like my life is worth it. You know, like I have a value in there as well. You know, I don't care about money when it comes to these things. Money is frivolous. You know, having a worth outside of money is much more valuable than money, in my opinion. And kind of understanding that will help you go further in your life. And if money is really something that you want, having that understanding and those bearings behind knowing what your worth is, and knowing that money isn't everything, it could help you make more money. As crappy and whatever as that sounds, it's true. It's like absolutely true. Having a good understanding of people, of reality, of just life in general, and knowing that money isn't everything, like, you could actually make more money that way. So, you know, you can determine your personal worth sometimes. And I guess when it comes down to working a job, though, like, if you're working like for somebody, you can't really determine your worth there, your monetary worth, because they're going to pay you pretty much whatever they say that job is worth. Unless you're consulting, you can kind of set your worth. You know, you can kind of say, this is what I'm valued at. This is how much I want to make, you know. But you have to kind of stay in the industry and work around that also. But putting a monetary, you know, value, dollars and cents. It just doesn't make sense to me. Achieving, what you want to achieve, setting goals and knocking out those goals. Are you happy? Are you trying to make yourself happy? Those are really hard things, but those can set your worth. Those can make a huge difference in both how you value yourself and how you just perceive life in general. So those will help you believe in yourself a little bit more, I feel like. Again, I'm somebody who suffered from not believing in myself for a very, very long time. Does look like the video is frozen. Sorry.
5.
Here. There you go. My bad. So yeah. Again, I'm somebody that suffered from not believing in themselves for a very long time. And I want everybody to know that you guys can achieve anything that you want in your lives. Anything that you want. Whatever that you want to do, as long as you believe in yourself, I think you can do it. And I'm not saying you have to be realistic. So don't quote me and say like, oh, well, Zach on YouTube said, like, if as long as I believe in myself, I could be, like, a freaking astronaut. I mean, sure, like, it's possible. But is it realistic? I mean, probably not, because that's, like, a 1 in, like, 5 billion chance or something? 6 billion, 8 billion, 9 billion, whatever, It's hard. There's a lot of hard things to do in life, but you also have to be realistic in what goals and aspirations that you set for yourself. That's those are some of the hardest things that you have to do. Setting realistic expectations can also be very, very difficult because you want to achieve the world. And I don't know how many times somebody asks me, how do I work for Google? How do I work for Microsoft? How do I work for Facebook? I mean, these are some of the biggest companies in the industry, right? The biggest tech companies in the industry. Everybody in the whole world who is interested in tech wants to work for these companies. Like, people would, like, kill each other to work for these companies. Like, if there was a Hunger Games to work for one of those 3 companies, like, people would literally do that. I'm serious. I'm like dead serious. People would probably sign up for a Hunger Games just to go work for one of those companies. Because that's how much, like, value are in those companies. How much people, like, love those companies and want to work for a company that's that high tech, right? But realistically, you have to be the top of your game. Like, you have to be well above the top of your game. You have to be innovating, from the time you're like 12 years old. Even before you're 12 years old. I mean, you have to literally be starting as young as you possibly can and just moving your way up like nobody's business. I think it's one of the most impossible things to do nowadays. And it happens. It happens every day. And I'm not trying to tell anybody that you can't do it. You can absolutely do it. It's just like, everybody asks this, how do I do it? And not everybody can do it. It's just not possible. But it is possible for some people, But so set realistic expectations that you can believe in. I know that there's lots of things that I would love to do in my life, and lots of things when I was 17, 18 years old, or 20 years old, like you guys. A lot of people who come to these live streams or watch my videos that they want to do so many things and so many great things, but I'm not gonna. Some of them are unrealistic, and some of them are definitely realistic. But I think as long as you believe in yourself and you set a realistic goal, you can achieve those goals. You can just smash them, just crush them. Seriously, just crush goals. Believe that you can do it, and don't let anybody hold you back. That's, I think, the biggest thing, you know. For the guys who are watching this live stream, for the young guys who are watching this live stream, and I'm talking, you know, I don't know the youngest guys, dudes who watch this live stream or who are going to watch this restream, but if you're, you know, like 14 to like 26 or something like that, please do not let a girl like steer your life. And I don't mean that offensively to women. I just know that sometimes women can, you know, guilt guys, especially younger guys, into not doing something that can help better their lives. You know, I've seen it. I've seen it happen so many times, and I've been a victim of that myself. You know, it happens. And again, I don't mean that in a bad way towards anybody, especially women. I don't mean that in a bad way. It just happens, you know, and it happens. I'm sure it happens both ways. It does happen both ways. But you know, there's lots of nerdy dudes who get a girlfriend and then, like, you know, they fall off the face of the earth because, oh my God, I have a girlfriend now. That's all I care about. Well, sure, when you're like 20 years old and you have a girlfriend, and that's fantastic because maybe you've never had a girlfriend before, that, you know, awesome. But when you're really, really smart and you're 20 years old and now you're wasting your life with a girlfriend, which, again, don't get me wrong, girls are great. I love women. Now you're not advancing your life, and that sucks. That's terrible. Again, don't mean that offensively, so please do not take that offensively. You know, but it does go both ways, because dudes are jerks, and I hate dudes. And I'll be the first one to tell you that I hate guys, because guys are total a-holes. Like, I've seen it because I know I was best friends with a dude who just treated women like crap, like complete crap. Walked all over them, cheated on them, everything. It was the worst. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So I know it goes like both ways. Terrible. But I've never done it. I don't do that. That's not my thing. So I learned from that. You know, don't do that, because it's terrible. I don't like to break hearts. I'm not a heartbreaker. So anyway, yeah, I'm not. Somebody's saying both ways. Yeah, I'm not saying it in a derogatory, offensive way, in any way whatsoever. So please, nobody take it in any way, because both ways, everybody sucks, and in both ways, your significant other might hold you back when you're younger. That's what I mean. That's what I should have said. That's how I should have started this from the very beginning. Both ways, your significant other can hold you back when you're young. And I hate it when that happens. I hate it when good, smart people get held back by their significant others. And it's terrible. You know, when they don't go forward with their lives because their significant other just guilts them into staying around. You know, stay in our town. You know, go to community. Not that there's anything wrong with community college, but go to the community college with me, and you know, we'll go to school together, and we'll hang out together all the time because we're so in love, and blah 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 blah, and it's gonna be great and fantastic, and we're gonna get married. And then, you know, you're 18 years old, right? And then like a year later, you guys break up, and then you're like, I just wasted a year. And now it's really, really hard to go away to school when you probably had a scholarship to go away to some really awesome school, right? Like some super freaking awesome school. And you wasted it because of a girl. Or a guy. Sorry. Anyway. Oh, you want me to move on to another topic? Okay. Sorry. My bad. I'm just saying. All right? My bad. Jeez. I'm just trying to help people, okay? I am just trying to help. My gosh. There's a lot of young people who need this advice, who don't get this advice. And if you're one of these young people who are telling me to move on and you're not listening to this advice, you're the problem. Anyway. Moving on. We'll move on. My bad for offending you guys and therapists. I'm not a therapist, man. I just want people to achieve better things with their lives. I want people to do better things than I did with my life. That's it. That's all I want. People should do better things than I did with my life. If I can help people do that, fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Because that's what's up. That's what matters. So, I'm old. So if I can give young people the advice that I know now, and they might actually listen, like, that's it. Anyway. I didn't know how to word it right. I'm sorry. I wasn't. Anyway, you guys have questions. Let's go to AMA. Let's go to Ask Me Anything. What's up? What's up, people? What's your favorite flavor of tech, of IT? You guys, somebody I think in the beginning said security. I don't know. If you guys have questions, now's the time. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do Ask Me Anything. I changed up where I'm live streaming today. If you guys probably noticed, if you've been watching live streams. Back in the garage, little studio that I have set up. It's been freezing freaking cold. And today, all right, if you're from the Midwest, you know. If you're not from the Midwest, you have no idea. This is really funny. So in the Midwest, in the winter, when it's, like below 20 degrees, like consistently, all the time, it's cold. You put on a coat or whatever, and you put on your long pants or whatever. And whenever it gets like above 40 for the first time or any time, you like go outside with like no shirt on, or no coat on. You put a shirt on. I put a shirt on, but you go outside without a coat on. You're like, oh my god, it's a heat wave. It's awesome. It's fantastic. So all the snow is melting right now. Got no coat on. So anyway, garage is nice and warm. It's really not that warm. It's like 40 degrees in here, but it's perfect. Like this is Chicago weather for you. This is what's up. So with a 2-year network admin degree and no experience, how long can I expect to stay tier 1? That all depends on how much you learn, in that first year, the first 2 years, and then how much you try to put yourself into everything. If you really try to immerse yourself in everything in that environment that you start working in, you could advance further quicker, and if there's something opens up there, you could, weasel your way into something a lot quicker. But really the key is trying to immerse yourself into everything else that like all the higher level techs, admins and stuff are doing. That's the big thing. That's what you have to do. So any sysadmin, network admin things that are going on, try to do all that stuff. Like, hey, can I help you out? Can I watch what you're doing? That's going to be key. That's going to be clutch. And then write down what they're doing, document what they're doing, so you can get that information. Hey, brah, what's up, brah? Is your junior year as a MAS major? Any advice? Well, what do you want to do with your life with an MIS major? And then maybe I can give you some advice. But it really depends. I mean, I can't give you advice just by you telling me that you're going to have an MAS major. Really the only advice that I would tell you is lab every day. Thanks, Duane Lightfoot. But yeah, seriously. Teach yourself, because whatever you're learning in school is great and fantastic, but if you're not at home learning, I feel like it's a waste. I'm glad you're on YouTube. Watching stuff, like watching me, is great because you learned something, possibly, maybe. You maybe got some relationship advice from me just a couple minutes ago. Sorry about that. But, try to find what you want to do in IT. What area of IT is it that you really want to be in? And just like I told Michael, immerse yourself in that at home. Build a home lab. That's really the best thing that you could do, is just trying to accustom yourself to the field that you want to be into, or the field that you want to be in. That's what I would do. If you don't have any certifications, get a certification. Start teaching yourself that, or learning that. Whatever certification that is that you might want to have, because that'll only help you. It's only going to help you. That type of stuff only helps, which is great. So that would be my little tidbit of advice. But so soon, hold on. I'll be busting out, one of these. I got, let's see, I have 4 more of these, so we'll be working with these very, very soon. These are older, a lot older. This one's like 9 years old, I think. Manufactured October 21st, 2009. Yeah, so this one's really old. But it still works. It'll still do a lot of the stuff that that I want to learn. And I actually have a new video coming out, hopefully in the next couple days. I just recorded it yesterday about what my plans are, because I'm pretty excited about it. And it involves one of those. So, love me some switches. Switches are fun. What are some great certification courses that aren't too expensive? I mean, I think all of them can be kind of pricey. If you're asking if they're too expensive, they're all going to be too expensive, I feel like. Anybody that asks if something is too expensive, everything's going to be too expensive. I don't mean that offensively. I just mean that, yes, they're all kind of expensive. I think the CompTIA ones are a couple $100 mostly. I think the Cisco ones are $200 or $300. I think some of the CompTIA ones are only $100 and I don't know. I can't remember the last time I looked, to be honest with you. I think they're all just a few $100, maybe. I know there's some that are a lot more than that, but... Oh, wait, you want certification courses. I'm sorry. You want certification courses. My bad. If you want courses, I'll flip to this right here. If you want any course, pretty much, any IT cert that you want to learn, these guys, IT Pro TV, check them out. You can do a free trial, which I highly, highly, highly suggest that you do a free trial. If you like them, sign up. You can use my coupon code that I have there. But they have practice labs and stuff there. It's like a virtual lab that you can go into switches, you can go into servers, and you follow along with everything that they're doing. They teach you everything that you want to know, basically. So with the coupon code, I think it's pretty cheap. I'm not sure. I think maybe $30 a month or something like that. But you get access to all of their courses, which if I pull it up, let me pull it up. I'll hop off of this screen though, real quick. Oop. That's the one we want. I'll pull it up so I can go over the courses with you guys real quick, or with you. Oh, my bad. My bad, my bad. Why is it doing that? Oh, shoot. My bad, guys. That's totally my bad. I keep saying that. There we go. All right. Sorry. So here is, I mean, they have all these other courses too, but I'll just kind of scroll through this. Just so you guys can see, these are, if you sign up, you have access to all of these courses. So whatever you want to take, you can take it. You're not limited to one course. Where I just saw somewhere that you have to buy, like some e-learning site, you have to pay for each specific course that you want to take. I thought that was pretty bogus. So whatever. But yeah, if you guys want to check them out, go check them out. I have a link in the description of this video too. But that's that. Check them out. Anyway, let me get back to chat because I know there's some questions here. What about becoming a system analyst with an MIS degree? What about it specifically, Ron? What do you want to know? You can do it. I mean, with a degree. So here's the thing. Here's the cool thing about degrees. You want to work in IT? You have a degree? Cool. You can do anything you want. I mean, get experience and you can pretty much do anything you want. That's the cool thing about degrees. You have to start out in help desk like 90% of the time, which is fine and dandy, not that big of a deal. It's the greatest thing that you can ever do when you're starting out in IT, because you're going to learn so much information and you're going to like literally gather all this info, and then you can move on out of help desk, and then you really put your degree specialization to use after that, which is fine. But anyway, do you need to be certified? Not necessarily. It could help. Arturo, hey man, so grateful I found you on YouTube. You recently graduated from college and you're preparing for the Security Plus and A Plus exam. Which exam should you take first? A Plus. You should take that exam first. What's the best way to network with a recruiter and gain his or her trust? I don't think that you need to gain. Oh, you wait, hang on. Yeah, you need to gain their trust. Yeah, sorry. I was reading it. I'm like dyslexic today or something for some reason. You just need to consistently talk with them. You know, that's it. That's the only thing that you can really do with a recruiter, is talk with them as much as you can, and kind of see what they're doing for you, see what they can do for you, but consistently having conversations with them, whether it's email, over the phone, things like that. Take them out for coffee, you know, something like that. Honestly, that helps. That way you kind of can get some kind of idea. I know when I worked with recruiters, like they took me out for lunch and stuff, which was really cool. But you know, a lot of recruiters just want to make money. A lot of them are really cool. Really depends. So I completely understand where you're coming from, but as long as you have like an open line of communication with them and you're always trying to talk with them, I think that's the best way that you can try to get to know them. Jesse T, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a long time, Jesse T. You say, how would I suggest handling situations with higher level text that are know-it-alls, running into situations like this all too often in your current position? A lot of things are completely wrong, by the way. Well, those are my favorite people to work with, by the way. I'm just kidding. I hate know-it-alls. Those are the worst people to work with. I've worked with way too many know-it-alls. So if they are completely wrong, if you have an opportunity to show them that they're completely wrong, that's really the best way. You know, that's really the best way to show them that, hey, you're wrong. You know, it's really one of those things that when you're working with somebody who thinks they know it all, the only way to get them to shut up and stop them from thinking they know it all is to literally show them differently. Because whatever you say means nothing. You know, you could tell them till you're blue in the face that that's not right, that they're wrong, but they know it all. So whatever you say just means nothing. It's all about doing. You have to literally show them that they're wrong. That's the only way. And then you can walk away all smug because you just proved them wrong. And that's the best feeling in the world. That's what I typically do. So that's what I would tell you to do. Is you just have to show them that they don't know it all. And you guys are welcome for the advice. Anything I can do to help. But yeah, know-it-alls suck. Like I said, I've worked with far too many of them, and I think the only thing that I found is to just point blank show them differently, show them that they're wrong. So, anybody else got any questions? Or nobody's really answered my question. It's, what is your favorite flavor of IT? Put it in chat. And that's, you know, like, what do you like about IT the most? I really want to know. I really want to see what the consensus is. Oh, Michael, I'm sorry. I totally missed a couple of questions up there. My bad. Skip CompTIA and go to CCNA. You can. People do it all the time. You already know what you want for Linux sysadmin position. Should I bother with the intro CompTIA certifications? Alzer, yeah, I mean, a lot of people skip the CompTIA certs. So it's up to you. If you feel like you can skip them, skip them. But if, you know, anybody who skips a level of certifications, you know, so we could use the CCNA, for example, a great example. Like if you didn't take the Network Plus or the CCENT and you went right to the CCNA, there are tons and tons of CCNA like practice tests out there. So while you're doing your studying, if you are not, you know, taking the practice tests well, you're just completely bombing out on those CCNA practice tests, go back to the CCENT, go back to Network Plus. Even though you're studying for the CCNA, at that point, even though you're studying for the CCNA, you're really just brain dumping the CCNA, and that's completely useless. You're not really gaining any value from brain dumping the CCNA, because at that point you don't know anything about what leads up to the CCNA, and that's bad. That's really bad. So if you don't know the fundamentals of networking, just jumping to the CCNA, that's not a good thing. Tom, when you were in IT, you loved helping people who are not as knowledgeable. You also loved working with the network, but your job is hunting in May or June after you earn a few more certs. So that's awesome. What certs are you trying to earn, Tom? See, my favorite thing about IT also is helping people. Clearly, because as I sit here helping more people. Yeah, helping people is definitely rewarding in IT. And you never hear thank you. It's like so few and far between when somebody says, thank you for helping. Never happens. Networking is hard. You're using test out instead of text out. I knew what you meant, Ron. My good friend Dana works for Test Out. He just moved out of this fine area in Illinois to move to Utah to start working for Test Out. So you might actually see some of his courses here real soon that he's put together, that he's developed for Test Out. I'm really, really excited for that guy because that's super awesome. CCNA and CCNA security, that's awesome, Tom. Good luck. Seriously, good luck. That is super awesome. So we're doing AMA right now. So if you guys have questions, that's Ask Me Anything. Jesse T, Test Out is this is like an e-learning website company. It's mostly, I've mostly seen it in use for schools. Use a lot of it. I don't think a lot of companies use it as far as I know. I don't know if they offer like single licenses or single use like signups for it. They might. I'm sure they probably do. Networking in the cloud, CLI. What do you like about the cloud? Tell me that. Constant learning and staying current. Yep. And you're always learning stuff, and you have to always be learning stuff. Test Out is a single license for them. And Michael used Test Out through school. Yeah. I know, like, we have, like, it's a career center thing here, like, in our area. And they were using Test Out for the kids there that were in their IT career center portion of that place, where actually Dana, the guy who now works for Test Out, he was teaching there. So it's really funny that now he works for Test Out. But yeah. I don't see here. Purchase IT professional monthly training. Yeah, they do. Looks like they got training courses, CompTIA, Cisco, Microsoft. So that's cool. I'll have to check out, Test Out. I'll have to test it out. Terrible pun. My bad. Sorry. I went there. If I ever do a video about Test Out, I'm totally saying that. That's totally going to be my thing. Like, hands down, I'm saying it. Like, hey guys, this is Zach, and today I'm testing out Test Out. That's how I'm starting the video. David Castro, you like security, but you don't know anything. That's all right. You know something, and that's more than anything. How about that? Test Out CE is the name of the site they use for personal accounts. Okay. Test Out is really good to learn about anything in IT, but it has a lot of lab problems. Well, that's good to know. It's not good to have lab problems. I'll have to check them out. I've been meaning to. I just haven't done it yet. I've been so busy. I'm doing a course right now on IT Pro TV, an accelerated course that I'll be talking about in the video that I put out hopefully pretty freaking soon. What time is it? We'll say there we go. Perfect. IT Pro TV with Gibson Book is great for Security Plus. That's good to know. Tom, you use IT Pro TV? Oh my goodness. Anyways. You did last year, but finances are short this year. I gotcha. What did you like about IT Pro TV when you did use it? Suddenly phishing popped to mind. What do you know about what do you want to know about phishing? I set up a big phishing campaign at my last job. That was a lot of fun. We were using a company called KnowBe4, and we were trying to trick all of our end users into clicking harmful links, and it was like a big like auditing type of thing, seeing who would click on stuff and all that fun stuff. It was a lot of fun. I love doing that. That was so cool. We had to set like a lot of things in like our spam filter and stuff to like allow these crazy links through. And the links like just went to like a weird site that said like you were part of like basically like a campaign from your work to see if you would click on this link. Dummy. It didn't really say dummy, but it should have. I wish it would have. Yeah, so the KnowBe4 site, that's what they do. Like that's their primary purpose. You send out mass emails to all your users, or you can set up different groups for your users, and you can pick tons of different templates for spam emails. They can download different things like Word documents that would like fake inject something, and you get all these reports back, like what they clicked on and all that. It was really cool. Don from IT Pro TV. Don is really cool. He's a really, really nice guy too. I got to meet him last year when I went down to the studios in Florida, and I talked with him for probably only like 5 minutes or something, because he's like a super busy guy, but he's really cool guy. And his office is really cool too, because he's got like all this crazy stuff in there. And yes, he is very, very smart. He knows way too much stuff. Just like Adam Gordon from IT Pro TV. Those two guys, I'm sure if those two are in the same room, they probably like don't shut up because they're ridiculous. And Adam Gordon has like 160 certifications, so that's probably like every single certification known to man. I don't know what certs Don has, but I love the content that Don does. Live stream interview. I don't know. I don't think we'll do a live stream interview with one of them, but I mean, I can ask them. I could definitely reach out and we could try that. We'd really have to schedule that and see how they feel about that. I know tomorrow, I haven't even announced this yet. I'm surprised. Tomorrow I'm doing an interview with Ronnie Wong from IT Pro TV. Ronnie and I will be chatting. I'll be recorded. That's supposed to be go out. I cannot talk today. In March, sometime in March we'll be putting that out. But tomorrow, we're recording that. So I'm really excited about that because Ronnie's really cool too. I'm gonna put this over in the chat area real quick. So yeah, tomorrow I'm doing the interview with Ronnie Wong from IT Pro TV. And then they told me I'm doing another interview with somebody next week, but they didn't tell me who. So they're like teasing me. I'm kind of hoping it's Don. I'm really, really hoping it's Don. I mean, I'm fine with anybody because I like all of them. But I'd really love to talk to Don. But, I mean, I've done an interview with, like, Daniel. I've done an interview with Wes, Cherokee, doing Ronnie. So, it's fun. I like doing those interviews with those guys. It's really fun to see, like, who they are, you know, what they know, what their background is, all that fun stuff. It's just cool to have, like, a little bit of a off-the-cuff type of chat with them. And see what kind of, like, advice that they would give. Because I always give advice, but it's always nice to see, like, what other advice, you know, that people in the industry give. Path for security from scratch. MTA security, that's what Jesse hears. Yeah, that could be a good start one. Or a lot of people say A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, because there's all your fundamentals. If that's like complete scratch, like from nowhere, you're getting all of your fundamentals right there. A+, Network Plus, and then Security Plus, and then from there you can kind of go to more of the advanced security certifications that aren't CompTIA. But CompTIA has a pretty cool roadmap on their site. You can kind of Google that. It'll guide you from start to finish, like what certifications will get you to where you want to be. I have a video coming out about that also. I just recorded that one yesterday too. I just have to edit it. That one should be done hopefully soon. I don't know when I'm going to put it out though. I'm hoping I can edit one video today and have that out later tonight, because that would be really, really nice. Yeah, security is definitely very umbrella. It's kind of like here are all the things that you should know. here are all the things that need to be secured. You know, that's how I feel. I kind of go over that in my video that I put out, that I will put out. So anyway, I'll be shutting this live stream down here in a minute or two. So if anybody has any more questions, now is the time. Otherwise, I'm going to shut this thing down because I got stuff to do. I got photos to edit. I got videos to edit. I got stuff to do. And you guys have stuff to do too. You guys need to be studying. Learning. Go learn some stuff. Go teach yourself some things. Some stuff and things. So, I guess that's all I got for you guys. So, you guys don't have anything for me. I got nothing else for you. So, I will keep you guys updated on this Ronnie Wong interview that I'll be doing. I'm really, really super duper excited about that. Look, here's Ronnie and in this little image right there. That's pretty cool. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. And remember, believe in yourself, because that's really, really important. And that's all. Take it easy.